Hi everybody, I'm Lights Camera Jackson. It's Sunday, September 9, 2018. Welcome to an all new episode of LCJ Live. Coming up, we'll get to the box office, but it's also a big TV day. The new Miss America 2.0 is tonight. One of my favorite shows has been resurrected, and one of the biggest reality competition shows in recent years, nominated for several Emmys this year, is losing its two main assets. We will talk about all of that. As always, please send in your questions and your comments because I will answer them and read them here live on the air throughout this edition of LCJ Live. It, of course, also is the start of football season. My Eagles kicked things off officially on Thursday night with a nice 18-12 victory over the Atlanta Falcons. We've got a lot of other big games today. Are you in your football pools? I'm in one. And I'm picking New Orleans today to win, to try to survive in my Survivor Knockout football pool. A lot of money on the line in the one I'm involved in as well. More than $1,000. That's pretty cool. So I'm picking New Orleans today. Fingers crossed that I survive in the pool. So we got a lot to get to. But of course, we got to start with the box office. Wow. Warner Brothers, The Nun, they are just over the moon. $53.5 million. That is a huge franchise high for the Conjuring universe. I wrote this thing on Twitter yesterday. The Conjuring Cinematic Universe, or as I like to call it, the CCU, is now rivaling the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in terms of impact, in terms of number of movies now. It is just amazing. They've made 5 movies since 2013. Another Conjuring-related movie is scheduled to open next July, and they're making tons of money. The franchise is up to $1.3 billion worldwide. Now, of course, a lot of Marvel movies these days can one movie on its own make $1.3 billion, but that is really impressive. So The Nun, $53.5 million weekend is stellar. Congrats to Warner Brothers. 5th weekend in a row that this studio has topped the box office with 3 different movies. That is so rare. We had The Meg, then we had 3 weeks of Crazy Rich Asians, and now The Nun is your number 1 movie in America with $53.5 million. That is really impressive. Crazy Rich Asians, down to 2nd place, but still solid, $13.6 million. And the new Jennifer Garner movie, the action thriller Peppermint, with $13.3 million. I like this movie. I didn't know what to expect going in. I thought, maybe we've seen these kinds of movies before, these vigilante, revenge thrillers, Jennifer Garner taking down people, because, here's the thing, it's a female spin on this vigilante character that we've seen in John Wick, The Equalizer, Death Wish, and Taken. And what's interesting is that Peppermint is directed by Pierre Morel, who did the first Taken movie with Liam Neeson. I didn't see the first Taken movie until just before Taken 3. I wanted to do a little bit of research, so I watched the first Taken film. And I liked the first Taken movie. Obviously, the franchise went in some crazy directions and some typical directions. But the core concept works, and I get that same feeling here with Peppermint. I feel like this could turn into a 3-movie franchise and something worthwhile, especially with Jennifer Garner in this lead role, and she is terrific. She had a great small role in Love, Simon earlier this year, but now back in this action genre where she hasn't been in quite a while, and I think she pulls it off. I know a lot of other reviews say it's just ridiculous and stupid and terrible. Take my word for it. Take a chance on Peppermint if you need something to see today throughout the rest of this weekend. In 4th, The Meg, with another $6 million. Searching, in 5th place, another $4.5 million. Searching, based on what it did last weekend, they decided to double the theater count, and with that did pretty well. Only dropped 25% in doubling the theater count, so Sony should be happy with that. Mission Impossible, Christopher Robin, Operation Finale, Alpha, and I gotta say, rounding out the top 10 in its 5th weekend, which is impressive, Black Klansman. I think Focus Features should be very pleased with the fact that this movie has been in the top 10 for 5 weekends. That's hard to do this time of year for an awards movie like that, to be in the top 10 for 5 weekends, so congrats to them. There was another new movie that opened up this weekend called God Bless the Broken Road. Didn't get a whole lot of attention, not a whole lot of marketing, just $1.6 million to come in 11th place. So again, The Nun is your number 1 movie in America, and I do recommend you go see Peppermint. I think it's fun. And you get into the intensity of it too, a little bit of the mindset as well. Go see Peppermint this weekend. What's up at Malcolm_Xbox? Thanks for joining us here on LCJ Live. All right, we're turning our attention to TV. I was stunned. I was on social media. I was looking on Friday and I was like, okay, what are Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn trending for? Click on it. Boom. They are both leaving Project Runway. Let's break this down a little bit. Project Runway started 14, 15 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer, on Bravo. Then Lifetime decided to get the show about 2009-ish, and it had been on ever since. But Project Runway was a Weinstein Company-produced show. That means, yes, Harvey was behind it. So when that whole fallout took place, Lifetime said, we don't want to air the show anymore. We just don't want to deal with it. We want to get as far away from this problem as possible. So what did Bravo do earlier this year? They got their old show back. And the momentum of, wow, Project Runway is coming back to Bravo, you could actually feel it. And you could really feel it on Labor Day this past Monday because Bravo decided to air one of their original seasons, season 3 of Project Runway, the entire day. And yes, Harvey Weinstein was in the front row at New York Fashion Week, which was an odd sight to see, looking up and down at the models. Yeah, not a good thing. So Bravo decided to air season 3, so you could feel the buzz. They were saying, yes, we're back, we're back, we're back. And then this happens on Friday, where Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn decide, you know what, we're going to leave the show, and we're going to go to Amazon Prime, where we're going to start up a new fashion reality competition series that's going to have more of a global appeal and some other elements to it. Stunning people all over. I was reading comments all over social media. What do you guys think about this? Comment right now. I'll read your comments on the air. A lot of people saying, yeah, we could do without Heidi Klum on Project Runway, but Tim Gunn is the person that makes this show what it is. In the hours afterwards, we found out from Bravo, Zach Posen, the judge for several seasons, also leaving Project Runway. And Bravo does confirm a new host and a new mentor will be announced very soon. So Project Runway is going to continue on Bravo now, even without Heidi and Tim, who are going to Amazon Prime to start up a new show that'll probably start airing its episodes in about a year. Can Project Runway survive? And to me, the answer is no. There are some shows where you can bring in a new host, like, I don't know, Drew Carey on The Price is Right, and the show can survive. But Heidi and Tim are what made Project Runway what it is. It wasn't just the contestants and the concept of the show. It was these two dynamic Emmy-winning personalities, and especially Tim Gunn, who I had the chance to meet about 10 years ago. They're what make Project Runway what it is. Their careers skyrocketed because of this show. They never thought they'd be in these kind of positions. To bring new people in after 16 seasons of the show, to bring new people in, try to get that same formula, to bring in almost entirely new judges, I don't know. I don't think it's going to work. I do think a lot of people, like my mother, will want to get Amazon Prime now and watch Heidi and Tim on their new show, which will start up, I think, in about a year. That'll happen. Project Runway, man, Bravo is now shaking their heads going, what happened? What did we do? Heidi and Tim got thrown so much money by the folks at Amazon to get them over there. That is stunning. At DJ Riscopo, not sure I will watch Project Runway anymore, but I will check out the new Amazon show, and I think you're going to be like a lot of people. They're going to do the same thing. They can't sit through an entire competition show anymore like that if your core people aren't there. You've been used to something for so long. Change is a difficult thing. So, yeah, Project Runway is in a tight situation right now. Hey, one of my favorite shows, Designated Survivor. Listen, congrats to the cast and crew and everybody involved because you got your jobs back. That's what Cal Penn wrote on Twitter. He was like, my mom's now happy I got a job for a few more months. The show has been resurrected. ABC canceled it after 2 years, and Netflix, after months of negotiations, decided to pick it up. And Kiefer Sutherland posted on Instagram the other day saying, this was largely in part to the fans. We thank the fans for your support. Because the show was still doing okay. In its Wednesday night 10 p.m. time slot in the live viewership, let's call it, it was going down significantly from season 1. A lot of different showrunners, a lot of things they were trying to do. But after I watched the entire season 2, I thought the first half of season 2 was not as good as anything in season 1. But that second half of season 2 great bounce back. Awesome twist, like they brought in Michael J. Fox and Kim Raver, and it was an entertaining second half of the season, and you really got the adrenaline going again like you did in season 1. And the viewership in the DVR ratings was still very strong. So when ABC decided to cancel the show, and they blamed it on where the story was going, they blamed it on Kiefer Sutherland demanding they move the show from Toronto to Los Angeles, and the budget costs. And those are 3 reasons that you can sort of understand why ABC decided to do what they did, but it didn't have to happen this soon. It was a little abrupt. And now Netflix is giving Designated Survivor 10 episodes for season 3. Production is going to start up very soon into the fall, and the episodes are going to air sometime next year on Netflix. That is awesome. I am thrilled. I want to see the continuation of these characters. I want to see where things are going to go. Are they going to add more guest stars? And in the case of Kiefer Sutherland's character, and this isn't a spoiler if you haven't caught up on the show yet, what are you waiting for? But I'll explain it a little bit. Tom Kirkman, Kiefer Sutherland's character, wants to run again. He wants to go for re-election, start up this campaign all over again, but he's got some competitors already, and we'll have to see about a running mate. We'll have to see about all that. So it is going to be a campaign-type season of Designated Survivor, along with all the action and the family drama and some of the twists we were left with at the end of Season 2 and that kind of cliffhanger that they gave us are all going to be dealt with in 10 episodes for Season 3 on Netflix. And to be honest, I think one of the reasons why Netflix decided to pick up the show, not just the fan base, but they're losing one of their big White House shows, House of Cards. That final season is going to air November 2nd, I think it premieres, with Robin Wright, and they've already shown in the teaser Kevin Spacey's character as Frank Underwood has been killed off. So it's the final season of House of Cards. What do we do now because of that? We try to put in this companion presidential show and drum up that kind of momentum all over again. Designated Survivor, Season 3, Netflix, next year. Congrats to everybody. Hey, Miss America is on tonight. If you're just joining us here on LCJ Live, it is a very interesting television time. Football, the Emmys are next Monday, and now Miss America 2.0 tonight. That's what they're calling it because they're reinventing things. There is no more swimsuit competition. There is no evening gown competition per se. It's more of a red carpet look atmosphere. They're trying to rework and reword everything because of the Me Too movement and because of Gretchen Carlson coming in. And as we've been seeing in the tabloids and on the news lately, maybe doing a little bit too much, maybe being a little too strenuous on all the contestants and all the people at the organization. The New York Post put out this expose yesterday saying everybody is walking on a tightrope. They're all on eggshells, wondering, A, when Gretchen's going to show up, and B, what she's going to think about everything, and is she going to make demands. This will be very interesting television tonight. Starting at 9 o'clock on ABC. Hosted by Carrie Ann Inaba from Dancing with the Stars and Ross Matthews. Chris Harrison hosted it for the past 8 years. But I guess it shouldn't be a surprise that ABC decided to not get a straight man to host the Miss America show this year, that they decided to go with a woman and a gay guy. And there's nothing wrong with Carrie Ann Inaba. There's nothing wrong with Ross Matthews. But clearly, after you have a good host for the past 8 years and you decide to make all these changes because of the Me Too movement, because of Time's Up, because of all of that stuff, it's not a surprise the direction they decided to go in. We'll see how they are tonight. Chris Harrison has been silent through this whole time regarding Miss America. It's not clear whether it was his decision to not host this year or whether it was ABC's decision. Obviously, Chris Harrison is all in the ABC family because of The Bachelor, and Millionaire is a Disney ABC property. He just filmed all those episodes this summer for the new season. So we'll have to see what happens tonight. I had the chance to talk with Gretchen Carlson over the airwaves back in 2010 when I was on Fox and Friends, and she was still hosting Fox and Friends. I rewatched that segment this morning, and to me, Gretchen Carlson seemed nice to me. I didn't get a rude vibe from her at all those years ago when I was making my Oscar predictions on Fox and Friends, but apparently there's some stuff going on behind the scenes that is not good. So it will be very interesting television tonight. Miss America 2.0, 9 o'clock Eastern after a new Celebrity Family Feud on ABC. Getting some comments here. Bob Hall and Presony congratulating Tiffany Haddish on her big Emmy win. Yes, Tiffany Haddish has won an Emmy for Best Guest Actress in a Comedy Series already for her guest hosting gig on Saturday Night Live, because the Creative Arts Emmys are going on this weekend. Part of it was last night. I think the rest of it's tonight. And next Monday, the 17th, is the regular Emmys show when they announce all the rest of the categories. But a lot of winners already, including Tiffany Haddish, who I think can be funny in small doses. So congratulations to Tiffany Haddish on her Emmy win. I've got a new blog up at lights-camera-jackson.com. Starting this Monday, tomorrow, is GMA Day. Good Morning America trying an afternoon show again, this time with Michael Strahan and Sarah Haynes. I saw Good Afternoon America in the summer of 2012. I went to New York. Josh Elliott and Lara Spencer were the hosts of that. That was on in the afternoon for a summer stint. So they did try this once before. They're trying it again. We'll see how it goes. I've got an opinion piece up at lights-camera-jackson.com all about that. We'll see if this one works. To be honest, I'm not so sure. There are 3 big movies opening up this weekend. The Predator, which T-Mobile is doing a nice ticket giveaway for on Tuesday. A Simple Favor, starring Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, and White Boy Rick with Matthew McConaughey. It was shown at some festivals recently, and Matthew McConaughey's performance is getting a lot of acclaim. So it is a big weekend. We'll see if The Nun stays on top. I got a feeling The Predator is probably going to be your #1 movie, and we'll see how A Simple Favor and White Boy Rick do as well. The women go to A Simple Favor, the guys go to White Boy Rick, the fanboy crowd goes to The Predator. We'll see how that division goes at the box office next weekend. 3 big movies. I'll be seeing them, so get my reviews at lights-camera-jackson.com and all over social media. That's Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Facebook, Instagram at LightsCamJackson. I'm on Snapchat, LCJ Reviews, and YouTube.com/LightsCameraJackson. All right, to recap, The Nun, $53.5 million. It's the start of football. Designated Survivor is coming to Netflix. There will not be Heidi and Tim anymore on Project Runway. Tiffany Haddish has won an Emmy, and it's Miss America night at 9 o'clock. There's a lot in store in the entertainment world right now. So many movies coming up, so many film festivals. I know the Woodstock Film Festival lineup is going to be announced on Wednesday. Film Columbia lineup's going to be announced soon as well. They're 2 big festivals near my area in upstate New York. So a lot is happening. Thank you so much. Yes, fly, Eagles, fly as well. Yeah, fly, Eagles, fly. Thank you so much. We had a fantastic win on Thursday night, right down to the wire. That's how I like football games to go, like award shows. Right down to the wire. You don't know what's going to happen right until the very end. You never know. Yes, Halloween did premiere in Toronto as well. So many movies in Toronto. The Frontrunner, Widows, Halloween, Beautiful Boy with Steve Carell and Timothée Chalamet, Boy Erased, the Julia Roberts movie. There's so many films that have been premiering at festivals. It's an overload. And I still think Mary Poppins is going to come in here and shake up the whole thing. People have been denying me for weeks and months. I still think Mary Poppins is going to come in. Emily's going to get nominated. Meryl could get nominated. The film, yeah, you better watch out because Mary Poppins is going to fly in hot this holiday season. That's all the time we have for today on LCJ Live. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, I believe, here, and watch the latest review and the latest content right here. If not, it is in reverse. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Thanks for watching LCJ Live. We'll see you next Sunday back right here live at noon Eastern.